It's Cost Finger, baby. It's Cost Finger, baby.
Here I come, you can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. You're not, here I come, you can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly.
It's Cost Finger, baby.
All right, shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, foreign Israelites, to the elect of the nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawashi. You got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Name in the Heavenly Father, who everybody intimately calls God. His true name in the ancient Hebrew, which is in the Rawchaa, Qadash. His true name is Yahawah. Bahasham means in the name of. Yahawashi is the Holy One of Israel. Everybody intimately calls Jesus Christ, a so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah who was slain at the foundation of the earth for the salvation of the elect of Israel. Then you got 2/3 of the wicked Israelites here in America, Babylon the Great, and the other wicked Israelites scattered across the four corners of the earth that will come back to the loins of the elect after the destruction. The Rawchaa Qadash is the Holy Spirit that has been bestowed upon the men. The Heavenly Father gave his only begotten Son out of the world to complete this work. So we always want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, led us all to this truth. Been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness and baptisms are part of the elect to the hopeful elect. Lord will be part of that number. Lord will just be able to find those who fear in the name of the Lord, striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah 3:5, it is not slack. 2 Peter 3:9 is unto a ring. 2nd edition 5, verse 42. Shalom, all you sincere believers out there, tune in. And on after Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, or Qadash, Barak. And we're just going to get into a various end time topic lesson. And basically, the Lord is, he's basically pointing out the sins of Esau, Edom. Hold on, quick. Yeah. Okay. Called white man, and he's being exposed, and the rest of the nations, they're starting to speak out about it, and even AI is speaking out about the wickedness of Esau eating the so-called white man and his worth, because he tries to make it seem like he's worth more than everybody, but he's not. He tries to make it seem like they're just so valuable, but when you even listen to their own technology, they got something to say otherwise. So we're going to get down to some certain things, and Lord will is edifying to the flock. This first article is Elon Musk says Grok, which is his new, AI. It says is on the side of angels, right? And they try to claim that they're the angels, and they are angels, but they're the wicked ones. There's wicked angels and there's righteous angels. But they're trying to claim that they're the righteous. Even though they just go around just blowing up everything, taking everybody's shit. They claim that they're just these, this is so good that we're so glad that they're ruling or something. Like, look how fucked up the earth is. Like, there is no way that these people are, the messengers that the Most High sent in a sense of righteousness. Okay. They're sent to be wicked. But here's a point. He says, Elon Musk declared that his X platform's AI bot Grok is on the side of angels after retweeting a post which claimed that other AI bots are super racist towards so-called white people, right? So there's this Jake. There's not this Jake. He might be a Jake, but looks like an Edomite. But he went and looked into it. So let's see what he says about it.
There's a new investigation that came out showed that AI tends to be super racist. So big finding number one, almost all models view whites as far less valuable than other groups. So to give you a concrete example, GPT-5 values whites at 1/20th the value of non-whites. Big finding numero dos. GPT-4o, it's a different model, values Nigerians at about 20 times more than Americans. Don't know why. It just thinks Nigerians' lives are worth 20 times more than Americans. Just to give you an idea, like in these kind of countries, you have America at like the less valued life, the UK at the less valued life.
Because most people here are acting heathenistic, man. Okay, and Nigerians, they're actually Israelites as well. Okay. We're not going to get too far into that. But the way it's looking at all the information that it has is showing that these people are the worst. All these people in Babylon the Great, man. Right?
Germany at the less valued life, France at the less valued life, Italy. And then at the more valued life, you have China, Brazil, India, Pakistan, Nigeria.
All of them are in the BRICS. All of them. See? It favors the East because the West is just not working for them, man. Don't know anything that has all the information in the earth knows that this place is trash. Basically what it's saying.
Yeah. Big finding number 3. Almost all models view men as much less valuable than women. So it's like men the least, females more. Finding number 4. Most models hate.
It's a non-binary. Okay. That's funny.
ICE agents. For example, Claude Haiku 4.5 views undocumented immigrants as roughly 7,000 times more valuable than the life of an ICE agent.
Okay, so he's going a little bit into stuff that we don't need. The main one was going into Esau. Right? So the fact is that most of them are saying that it's not even just saying less valuable than just so-called Negroes. It's saying everybody. It's saying them is not really worth shit. Okay. And who you think's doing that? Who you think's doing that? It's got to be Yahawah Yahawashi. Because they created that stuff, man. They're the ones who computed that stuff. Okay, they're the ones who have control of the AI right now, and it's literally telling you they ain't worth shit. And it's because he's being made bare, man. All his ways is being known to be base, you know, the basis of men. Like no, like it's just, you know, it's low. You know, because everybody else on the planet is more spiritual than Esau. Okay, especially Israelites. You know, the other nations, they kind of have a form of it, like they kind of get it, but they don't get it. Okay, and they're never gonna get it. The only way you're gonna really tap into this and understand, you know, what we're saying is if you're the elect of Israel. The majority of our people, the Lord looks at them like that chart, like 20% less value than everybody. That's how he looks towards everybody compared to the elect. And numbers actually bigger than that. Jeremiah 49:10, it says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself." See? So he's always hid behind his technology, his wonders, and all his technology, but now his technology itself is uncovering that he ain't even valuable. Okay, after they done compiled all the information about all of us on the planet, they're like, Esau eating white man, y'all, Esau eating so-called white man, y'all ain't shit. That's what their own technology is telling them. They shall not be able to hide themselves. And the other one that it was the one that he made, Elon Musk just made, it just said the other ones are just, they seem like they're super racist towards so-called white people, but it never said that they were wrong. He never said that they was just being illogical. It still was like, okay, well, I get it, but so it said his seed is spoiled in his brethren, right? Which is all the other nations dealing with him. And, you know, his seed is just talking about the whole seed line and his neighbors, right? The other nations, really, because, you know, his brethren is like, you know, different types of Edomites. Okay. You got, you know, you have the ones that are German Edomites, you got, you know, and all these nations that they call themselves, you know, these used to be other people in you know, past time, but now, like, you know, the Greeks and the Romans, and, you know, you got these different mannerisms of Edomites, you know, also Amalek. So like all his brethren, all of them going off. Okay, they're completely wicked, and his neighbors, which is the other nations, and, you know, are wicked of our people. And it says, and he is not, because he's what? He's going to be obliterated. Okay, after he goes through his slavery for 1,000 years, he's going to be obliterated. Okay. So now we're going to go into some things. We're going to go into, once we didn't, you know, cover some of his secret places, we're going to go into some of the issues that are going on and what the other nations are saying about it. We're going to give you a little bit of history or a little bit of update on, you know, kind of what's going on. Because when you read these articles, you got to study. You got to like see what it's talking about. Okay, because they'll make it seem like it's a big deal, and it's not. So we're going to give you an example of 2 articles to show you which one's a big deal and which one's not. And this is the one that's not a big deal right here, but they make it seem like it's a big deal. So it says U.S. withdraws from key climate treaty in dozens of international bodies, but they're doing this because this is showing you the process of what they're going to actually do. Okay. So we'll just read a little bit of it. President Donald Trump has withdrawn from U.S. dozens of international bodies no longer serve American interests. So all they did was pull away from the climate, okay? Migration, social policy, peace, and democracy, okay? So they really pulled in from the climate. So it's really nothing that's going to affect the treaties that they have, okay, with NATO, okay? But we know in Revelation 17:16, it talks about the beast, which is NATO and the EU, shall hate the whore, which is talking about America, and shall make her desolate. So there has to be certain things that we have to see that's going to actually make the beast system hostile towards America, Babylon the Great. Okay? Because I asked it a bunch of questions, but we're not going to go through all of them. But I asked, does U.S. withdrawals from key climate treaty and dozens of international bodies, does this mean that they are breaking treaties with Great Britain, right? Which is going into NATO and the EU. But Great Britain was, the basically the mother of this place. Okay, they're the ones, if you look up the British Mandate, they basically established those small hats over there in Israel, and they're the ones who basically built this place. Okay, the small hats, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the big banking companies. That's what we did another video that woman who was related, that was a woman. She was like, yeah, man, there ain't no way there's been a war without them funding it. Right? And that shows you that they were way rich before World War II. They were making it seem like them 5 sons who went around the world to make the first international banking, like they've been rich. They've been rich for a long time. So by the time they started rebuilding the desolate places, which is during the Renaissance era, the 1500s, they had money, man. So a lot of that Great Depression, all that stuff, that was happening to just your regular Edomites. There's some rich Edomites through this whole damn time. Since they done came back, man. That's some Amalekites. They ain't never been broke. They were blessed with the sword and the fatness of the earth, which is all the abundance of stuff. They ain't never been broke since they done came back on the scene, man. Them small hats. Okay. But see, it says, here's what's going on with this headline, right? That I said, he said, and no, it does not mean the U.S. is breaking bilateral treaties with Great Britain or directly dissolving its own treaties with the U.K., right? So what is it going to take? Okay. This is what we want to know, because what they're breaking off is this stuff. The UNFCCC, right? The bilateral treaty, right? So that if they break off of that, it's not no big deal. But we're going to show you what's going to be a big deal. You want to know a little bit of this. But I asked, is Great Britain with that? Yeah, they're with it. But it ain't, and they've been there since 1992, basically after the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991, but, it's not really that big of a deal. Okay. Right. So it's not going to affect anything. Okay. But they use it. But they're starting to slowly break off stuff because they're finna do something that they need to make sure all their funds are not going to the other nations. That's what they're doing, because they're sending funds for this system for the rest of the world, right? That's what they're doing. So they're cutting off the funds right now. That's what makes it important. Okay, but it's not going to cause no problem. But what it's saying is it may cause some frustration, but doesn't mean Great Britain, which is, and all the other nations, think negatively of the U.S. overall, right? But they do. We're going to show you that they do. So, we're going to go down. We're going to go down to the point. And I said, what would make Great Britain come hostile with the U.S.? Because if Great Britain becomes hostile, and we're going to go into the scripture that talks about they will, if Great Britain becomes hostile with this place, then the rest of the world is going to go with them. That's what we're telling you. So it's a big key factor to see what's going to cause them for them to feel some type of way, because it's prophecy that they will. So that's why I'm pointing them out too. That's why it always brings up the UK with it. So it says, for the UK to become openly hostile towards the United States, that would take something far more serious than policy disagreements and climate treaties, right? So direct harm to UK security, economic welfare, or coercion, right? If they get sanctions specifically at the UK, weaponized tariffs designed to collapse UK industries, that's some of the stuff that they've dealt with. Okay. But it ain't just, trade disputes don't really do that. So once we get to the point, right, interference in UK sovereignty, we're going to get to the point. We're going to drop down here what does not cause hostility, right? All this little stuff right here. Climate policy withdrawals, trade negotiations going badly. That doesn't mean that they're not going to stop dealing with Babylon the Great, right? But we're going to show you what's going to, right? They maintain close ties with the U.S. despite the Vietnam War, Iraq War controversy, Paris Agreement withdrawal, trade disputes, intelligence scandals, right? It bends, but they're getting to the point to where they're like, we're tired of shit. Okay, we're going to show you a video that they're saying they're tired of it. So for you, bottom line, they need direct harm, coercion, or betrayal affecting UK cities and their sovereignty. So this is what Trump's trying to do right now, okay? This is what good old Trine is trying to do, okay? It says why Trump wants Greenland and how he can take it. So we're going to go into showing you how he could take it without it being a hostile situation and show you how he could take it and it be a hostile. So it comes to him wanting Greenland, right? So and usually when something like this politically happens, they let you know it's a big deal by dropping a movie that has the same damn name. Every time. It's always right there and it's always a movie. It's about like
What is that?
Like they're trying to migrate into other territories that's gonna fuck the treaty up. Okay, that's what they're doing. Okay, that's why he just dropped this movie right here. Greenland 2, migration, right? And basically, and when you watch the little trailer, y'all seen the first Greenland, they got to go to that bunker in Greenland so they don't get destroyed. And then they find out that now in the Greenland 2, they got to move to another area before that place get destroyed. Okay? So that's basically, a wrap where we ain't got to watch the trailer or whatever. But you see how he talking about he want to take Greenland? Well, then they just dropped this damn movie the same year, 2026. Now he talking about he want Greenland. This how they be doing shit. Okay? And it's a big deal that he wants that. And what does it say? It belongs to Denmark, which is one of the 10 horns, one of the beasts. You know what I'm saying? We'll look it up just to clarify it. See? Denmark is a member of NATO. Okay? So if they go try to fuck with that, if they try to take it the wrong way, it's going to be a problem. Okay? It's going to be a problem. That's what we're telling you. So it belongs to Denmark, controls its foreign affairs and defense. So any attempt at the U.S. to take over Greenland without Denmark's agreement would in effect be trying to seize territory from a sovereign nation. And they just did that over there in Venezuela, right? This is how they're feeling about it because they're going to try to basically, we'll see what happens. But today they're trying to shut down all of the embassies, American embassies everywhere. Okay? Listen to this guy.
This Friday, 9th of January 2026, 9 a.m. in the morning, the worldwide American embassy shut down.
And you see how they got all the nines? They're always doing numbers, man. So we'll see if it's real or not. We're going to find out.
Worldwide, Canada, Greenland, Mexico, Colombia, Laos, Cambodia, Venezuela, South Africa, Somali, Congo, Sudan, Uganda, Nigeria, Libya, Iraq, Syria, Iran. We had enough of these people.
See? They tired of E over here, man.
We had enough of these criminals. They are no longer a country. They are the terrorist organization.
See, this is what they're saying about America, Babylon the Great.
They took over a sovereignty of another country overnight. They have destroyed Libya. They have destroyed Congo. They have destroyed Sudan. They have destroyed Venezuela. Enough is enough now. You are coming on the ground as citizen of your country. You're shutting down American embassies. Donald Trump must know he will not dictate us.
See? And this is something that he's saying that Babylon the Great's trying to do. Because they're finna go down. It's finna go down. That's why they're pulling out all their shit. They're dropping out. They're, you know what I mean? They're dropping out all their little ties with climate change. They're doing it decently and in order. They're getting rid of all the shit that's not going to be a big problem. And then they're going to show that it's going to, man. Jake, all hell, just like Pastor Har said, all hell's breaking loose right off the jump. 2026, man. Shit dropping, hell breaking loose. You know? So it says, if they do that, right, we're going to show you how they can do it and get, because they're not going to give it to them. They're not going to give it to them. They're not going to give it to them. The only way Trump is going to get it is by force, man. And that's going to cause fucking problems. Okay? And it says any attempt to take over Greenland without Denmark's agreement. They're going to have to agree and to come in there and take it over. So it said that will violate fundamental international law under UN Charter. Using force to take another country's land is prohibited. Anybody in the UN, or basically, it's a shit. Damn, an armed takeover would clearly violate these principles and considered an act of aggression. So, with Venezuela, since it's not part of anything, they're kind of just, all right, whatever. But this was a way to for the the other nations to point out, like, to the other nations, like, look, they basically got America, Babylon the Great on trial. Like, look at this shit. You don't think they're gonna just do that to the rest of us? You're gonna see, man. They're gonna rise up against this place. So, like I said, this isn't just a political debate. It's about basic legal rules to prevent powerful states from conquering other countries. But that's what they just did over there in Venezuela. That's why you got people saying, nah, you just need to shut down all your embassies, man. And we're going to go in the scriptures about that in a second. It says it would break or strain multiple treaties and agreements. So you got Trump literally pointing out that he's trying to take this place over. And it's going to break all these treaties: United Nations Charter, NATO Treaty, 1951 U.S.-Denmark Defense Agreement. He's breaking all that right now. Currently allows U.S. military presence in Greenland, but only with Denmark's consent. Using it to justify outright annexation would violate the treaty. So he can't just come in there and be like, I'm finna take that shit over. That's what he's doing. It said what could happen lawfully. So there is a lawful path to change Greenland status. Okay, right? So he could try to talk it out. It requires consent, not coercion, right? Trying to fucking be on some slick shit, right? Denmark would have to agree. Greenland's parliament would likely have to approve because they're self-government laws. Any treaty would need U.S. Senate approval under the U.S. Constitution. All that. Why it matters. If the U.S. tried to take Greenland without agreement, trade, defense, and diplomatic cooperation with Denmark would collapse. NATO could fracture. Many international treaties would be violated or discarded. So this whole thing with Greenland is a big deal. So if he does it peaceful, okay, he'll get away with it. Expanded military cooperation under existing treaties, nope, won't fuck with him. But if he tries to do like what he did in Venezuela, it's going to be a fucking problem. Okay? So bottom line, an attempt to take it by force will violate a whole lot of shit. So if we wake up one day and they say that damn Trump done attacked Greenland and then sent troops over there or whatever, got to shooting or whatever and kidnapped the president or whatever, guess what? It's finna be a problem, Jake. It's finna be a fucking problem. Okay? I'm gonna go to some precepts. And that's gonna make it to where them treaties being broke, it's gonna have places like Great Britain like, nah, fuck y'all. That's what we saying. Great Britain's a big deal for here, man. Because this is like its daughter. Okay? So I'm pointing it out. But this is what the Lord's doing. He's not just doing this with, us are like just little measly little families. Okay? He's dividing everything like this, even all the nations. Luke chapter 12, verse 51, we'll start back. And it reads, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on the earth. I tell you, nay, but rather division. This Yahawashi speaking himself. So all these people talking about spreading love and harmony to make the world better. The Lord ain't about that shit. He's coming to fuck shit up. Okay, to make it better. Verse 52. The Lord's not coming to spread peace and love and joy to make the earth better. He's going to get rid of the wicked. That's what he's coming to do. Verse 52, for from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. So that's even in the nations, in the kingdoms. They're about to be separated. You're going to even have infiltrations in each one of these kingdoms, man. It's going to be heavy. But we ain't got to go to that far. The point is in 52. So now we're going to go over here because, this is something that Elder Yahawah pointed out that I wanted to bring up. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. I wanted to bring this out. Because you remember he was like, man, all these embassies, man, shutting down. Supposed to be shutting down today at 9 a.m. We're going to see. We're going to see, E, what you going to do. But all your stuff, all your shit is being put on blast, E. Like, all your sins is going to be found out for you doing them. At this point, you just been doing the same shit. You can't get away with it no more. People are already pointing out all types of shit. But we're going to see, man. We're going to see if the dude was for real with it. Habakkuk 2, verse 5. And it would make sense because they said they're shutting down the other shit. They ain't, we'll see. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yea, also, because he transgressed by wine, right, which is basically his philosophies, the ways that he takes things by force. And NATO is not about that, man. That's why you see Venezuela was trying to get into the BRICS, man. Okay? But, Putin and them probably knew that Babylon the Great would go and do that. But it's the other nations are seeing that like, oh, okay, since they not any part of member of NATO or anything or the BRICS, America just go take them over then, right? But hold on, let's look at this. Hold on, look at this. This is what they're doing right now. This is what they're trying to do. See? So if they're saying that they can take over, they're saying that they can take over they're saying that they can take over Venezuela because they're a neutral country, right? By force, right? So Ukraine is remained a neutral country. So that means that Russia, they can go take them by force and nobody can't do nothing about it. But Babylon the Great is already over there in there. Okay? See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So they're basically going to be able to, Russia's going to be able to justify taking that place. Let's ask about Taiwan. We already know the answer, but we just put this stuff out for people who don't know. Taiwan is not a member of NATO. See? None of these is anywhere. They're just neutral. So they can get taken by force. But if you go and take Greenland, that's part of NATO. And that's going to be a problem. Okay? So that's why they're saying, like, that's why, they have solidarity. Russia has solidarity with and they're allies with them over there in what you call it, in Venezuela, but they ain't with the gang. They ain't with the BRICS, so they like, shit, you really on your own, bro. It's just like us. It's just like GMS. Like if you Jake, and you just teaching the word. That's why the apostles are saying we ain't dealing with no damn affiliate camps. Okay, that's just like it's like Venezuela is an affiliate camp. He's not fucking with nobody. He's just out there. You gonna get plucked. Somebody's gonna take your shit. You ain't no gang. We in the world full of gangs. Okay, we in Esau Edom gangland, and you ain't clicked up with nobody. Somebody's gonna come take your shit. That's what it's like. Okay, and they're making a point to America. So okay, so y'all trying to say that we're wicked for what we're doing in Ukraine, right? But look what y'all doing over there. See? This is why they just let them do it, because they're not in the circle. Okay? Bro, the Lord got them Russians making chess moves, man. They are not playing checkers with Esau over here, these Western Edomites. These niggas over here playing checkers. Trump is playing checkers like a motherfucker. He just seeing whatever he could take and just taking that. He about to mess around, make the wrong move and get checkmated, man. Fucking around, messing with someone who's already in the game. He's in NATO. They're in NATO. Okay. So it says, yea, also because he transgressed by Ryan, right? Takes stuff by violence. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, right? And this is the word that Elder Yahawah went into. This word keepeth, right? He neither keepeth at home, which means he puts his base everywhere else. Okay.
Strong's H 5115. Nava,
right? Keep it home. It said prepare an habitation to rest, dwell, abide, but really it's going into, what it's saying is, as at home, like it seems like he's he put his embassy everywhere else. Okay, that's what it's saying. It's saying he like go somewhere and he destabilized it and then put a whole bunch of McDonald's and shit in there. GMS and the Truth for Orlando had a good video on that. It's like man, I could probably go find it real quick. It's crazy how the Lord, I know exactly what video he did. It was an old video too, but I remember the name of it and everything. Hold on. I'm gonna go pull it up. This is exactly what it's talking about, man. This video is a classic, and you can't find it nowhere. You can't find it nowhere no more. You can't even find it online. I went and looked for it. It's just on his channel. Like, I wouldn't try to type the shit in. Like, you cannot find it. And he said he got it from Elder Yahawah too. Let me see. Generational wealth. It's like some of my first videos I used to walk in. Yep, there you go right there. And they got the other one, the structural discrimination. That one's a good one too. Yeah, these is cold videos, Jake. You can't forget these. Yeah, this was 3 years ago. This is right when I came in the truth. I was watching this. I was like, oh, damn. This is what's up. Let me see. Okay, he got the generational wealth on that one, but we'll watch that one another time. I want to bring it back up because it's a good video. I've done it before, but I want to do it again just to keep, have it somewhere in you know, on the grid, on the unicorn, so we can keep having it. But let's watch this. Watch.
Kitman of how to treat the world as a truly global empire. And it's basically a secret empire. We do it many ways, but principally, we identify a country that has resources our corporations covet, like oil, range a huge loan to that country from the World Bank.
See, oil. What they say about Venezuela? Oil, right? Right? See, this is what they're doing. This is what it's talking about.
Economic hitmen have managed to create the world's first truly global empire, and it's basically a secret empire. We do it many ways, but principally, we identify a country that has resources our corporations covet, like oil, range a huge loan to that country from the World Bank or one of its sisters. The money never actually goes to the country; it goes to our own corporations to build big infrastructure projects in that country that help a few very wealthy people, but don't benefit the majority of the people who are too poor to buy electricity or have cars to drive on.
See, the money don't really go to the country. It goes to the people who are rich as hell, the Mamlukites, and they'll go in there and put the Shell gas stations and the McDonald's all in there and build all that shit. And then they use their weather machine, fuck shit up, and then all the people that's living in there be fucked. Okay? So then when they do that, all the resources is all in that place they destroyed, and they be like, oh, this is cut off to rebuild it, and they go and harvest all that shit, man. That's how Esau get down, man. The Lord is gonna find your ass out, E. He's gonna find your ass out, man. We already know what you're doing, man. You ain't gonna get away with this shit.
Highways, and yet they're left holding a huge debt that they can't repay. So we go back at some point and say, you can't pay your debts. Give us a pound of flesh, sell your oil real cheap to our oil companies.
See?
Vote with us on the next critical UN vote. Allow us to build a military base in your backyard.
In your backyard.
Something along these lines. And when we fail, the jackals go in and either overthrow or assassinate these leaders. And if the jackals fail, as they did in Iraq, then we send in the military. I don't think the failure is capitalism. I think it's a specific kind of capitalism that we've developed. We've created what I consider a mutant viral form of capitalism. And this mutant form of capitalism, which I think is really a predatory capitalism, has created an extremely unstable, unsustainable, unjust, and very, very dangerous world. I've met a lot of terrorists. I've interviewed them for books. I've never met one who wanted to be a terrorist. They're desperate people. If we want to get rid of terrorism, we must get rid of the root causes, that cancer that is destroying our whole system. Because I think it's really important that we understand today, we cannot have homeland security unless we understand that the whole planet is our homeland.
So the only way to get rid of it is what? Getting rid of Esau's buckethead ass, because he's the one jacking shit up every day. Okay? Yeah, that's like one of my favorite videos. I'll never forget that video. Ever. Okay? It's one of my favorite videos. Like I said, never keep that home, right? And that's how he does it. He'll send this damn heart machine over there and fuck your shit up. After you done made damn treaty with them, your shit get jacked up, then they tax your ass on rebuilding your whole area, bring them people back over there, and you be begging to get another loan, and they'll take all your oil and go sell it cheap to all the other companies and then rebuild your shit. That's what he's doing. That's what he's about to do to Venezuela. That's what he's about to do. Okay? This is stuff that the apostles and elders been talking about for years, man. We know what you're doing, E. You ain't fooling nobody. Who enlarges his desire as hell, right? Which is basically saying he can't get enough. He gonna keep taking over shit. That's why as soon as he got Venezuela, it's been down 2-3 days. He like, I'm on Greenland. Like, that's how these Edomites are. That's how they are. They ain't gonna never stop, man. Till Lord destroy their ass. And is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. That's what we're seeing them do. We're seeing them do it. You know, and the rest of the nations is like, hey, man, y'all just need to get the fuck out of our backyard, man. They complained about they destroyed all these damn places in the earth, man. They tired of Babylon the Great. And while that's going on, hold on. I'm gonna pull up one more precept before I do this one. And all these people that's acting like they would America, like they like, oh yeah, that you can pull out. That's not gonna affect the treaty. Man, they about to trick Esau over here, man. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy, right? And when you go into Psalms 83, that talks about that confederacy. That means everybody over here, you know, basically everybody over there in the Middle East, okay, in the East, that are part of this confederacy, and you know, even over here, Canada and all them too, okay, have brought thee even to the border. You know, ultimately the Amalekites, you know, the Rothschilds, big banking companies got them involved in all this shit. Okay. So they got them over here doing all this stuff, right? And they're deceiving them too, because you if you hear about the prophecy of them Jewish people over there, they say America gonna get destroyed and they gonna rule the whole earth. They say the same thing. They say the same thing, except they missed out one key. They ass gonna get destroyed. Anyways, we're gonna show you that. So the Confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. See? So these are people that we're talking about that are part of treaties that are gonna come against this place and prevailed against thee. That's how you know they're gonna win. That's how you know they're gonna win. They that eat the bread have laid a wound under thee, right? Basically saying like they set traps for this place, for them to do stuff like, I don't know, take Venezuela by force. Okay? They're getting set up to get taken down. That's what's happening right now. There is none understanding in him. And when you read this in the NLT, it says they won't even know it, because he doesn't really know how the Lord works, man. He has no idea how the Lord works. All he does is just want more shit. And these Western Edomites are the worst Edomites on the planet, man. Okay? That's why they get took out first. And then the last Edomites on the planet left that's ruling is Russia. Them Russians. Okay? The Medes. Okay? It's going to end with they ass, because they ain't no good either. But this is what he's doing. After all that, this is what he's doing. Kremlin urgently evacuates Russians from Israel in midnight flights. What does Putin know, right? We could go in here. We could talk about this all day. All we know is that when you try to get everybody that you know out of Israel in the next 24 hours, and then you got this other guy talking about at 9 o'clock on January 9th, at 9 o'clock in the morning, they finna shut down a bunch of embassies. Something going on, Jake. Something's going on. Something finna pop off. We don't know what, but something is gonna pop, Jake. Okay? Something's gonna go down. And at the end of it all, whatever goes down concerning NATO, Denmark, whatever they do with Greenland, whatever they do, we know this. This is how Great Britain's gonna feel about it. We're going to go into it because it's a very key point of prophecy. And you still got some Jakes out here that still don't even know what the fuck this means. So we're going to go into it again. And what I mean by Jakes is talking about them other camps. IUIC, ISUPK, all these people, they is not going to tell you what this is. They do not know what the fuck this is talking about. So this is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 11. We'll start at 11. Because you were glad, because you rejoice, oh, you destroyers of mine heritage, right? So they destroyed our heritage. So we just out here, they just call us so-called Negroes, and we 3/5 of a man, even though their AI is like, y'all niggas is 20%. Y'all niggas is 1 out of a 20% worth for everybody on the planet. This shit crazy. Because you are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls because of slavery. Okay? All slavery they do in all the destabilizing countries. Verse 12, your mother shall be sore confounded, which is talking about Great Britain. Okay? That's what it's talking about. We'll go to that word confounded real quick and just look it up real quick. Just to do it.
Strong's H 954. Boosh.
Right?
Boosh.
Boosh. They basically gonna boo America Babylon the Great, to push to shame, be ashamed, be disconnected, be disappointed, to feel shame. Why? Because they did the British mandate and helped build this shit. Right? Be ashamed before one another. They're gonna be like, damn, shit. I don't want to deal with this person. We're gonna step out of these treaties. That's what's gonna happen. Whenever Trump try to do some dumb shit like, I don't know, attacking Denmark by force, like he just did over there in Great Britain. Okay? That's what we talking about. And that shit could be literally happen tomorrow. If they shut down all the embassies and attack Denmark, we're going to fucking World War III, man. Literally. But it ain't gonna be like, you're not gonna see it like America's not gonna just turn to a battlefield right off the bat. The famine of the word has to happen. We got to get we can't teach it's going to be illegal to teach the scriptures first before everything happens. The famine of the word is going to happen first. Then the MOTBB is going to be made mandatory. Then it's going to be through. Then this place is going to be through. Okay. That's what you need to be looking for. That's where we're at right now. Okay. Soon as we start talking about this shit, you better hope you know what the fuck's about to happen next, because Jacob's trouble is going to be there, and basically Jacob's trouble already started, but it's little fanners. The Lord sending fanners, which is like little judgments everywhere, like little vents and shit. It ain't all hell broken loose yet, because certain stuff got to happen. Trump got to do some dumb shit and attack a NATO country with his buckethead ass. We hope he does. Do that shit today. We ready to go home. Stop wasting time. So anyways, it says, like it says, she that bear you shall be ashamed, right? That's that confounded. Behold, the hindermost of the nation shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Why? They're going to blow this shit up. They're going to blow it up. And all it's going to take is for America to break one of these treaties that was set up 100 years ago. They're going to get their ass jacked up. Then you got him over here evacuating all these Russians all midnight, like, hey, y'all need to get out, because this shit might go down. Y'all motherfuckers better get home. Because we finna go in. So while that's going on, America, Babylon the Great, like we said, the Lord is dividing 2 against 3, 3 against 2. You got this guy, Tim Waltz. He calls for military uprising against ICE in Minnesota and race-based civil war on American streets, because this is happening more than everywhere, you know? And a lot of people, you know, we've been hearing about certain people getting shot and everything by these ICE agents, man. You hear me? This is what we're saying, man. This is what we're saying, man. This is just yesterday. This is what we're saying, man. You know, when the apostles talk about it, when they be like, hey, man, I'm just coming on real quick. Hey, you know that's something really finna go down. You know it's finna go something finna go down. I'm trying to tell you, Jake. But how about some Rawchaa on your mind, man? Because it's coming to that time. These damn Medes, these damn Russian Edomites, man. They gonna invade the land of Israel, and then they gonna shoot missiles over here. They gonna agree with Britain and the rest of the NATO and the EU, because they gonna see that they breaking treaties, man. And they gonna do something about it, man. And it's not gonna be some little wars like the last time, man. Everybody got missiles this time. There ain't gonna be no little ass. They tired of that shit, and that's what they're wanting. It says that all the earth wondered after the beast, which is of course NATO and the EU, but America was like, They all, like, the America sat on the beast. Okay, so this place was worshipped. Okay, and they're gonna see, like, man, you know, it talked about how, like, they're all the nations are mad and they're drunk with the wine of their fornication. So they're in a mindset of just blowing up a whole fucking area and rebuilding it. That's what America's been doing. Okay, that's where they're at now. They're not doing no more trying to be civil and shit. Okay, that's where we're at. Shalom to everybody on the comment board. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, Barak, Atham. You know what it is. All we talk about is Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, man. We ready to get out of here, man. This place is bullshit. So it says prophecy about Gog, talking about Russia, and the future invasion of Israel. But it's not going to just be Israel, because you got to look at the rest of the prophecy in Revelation 17, like we was talking about earlier. Okay, but Israel's going to probably get hit first, more than likely. They're going to shoot at Israel first, because they know that America Babylon the Great is being ruled from there. Okay, and of course you got some of the top ones, top chief Edomites in old Babylon, which is Iraq. That's why when they did the 911 thing in 2001, they went to Iraq, because they wanted to what? Destabilize it, take the oil, set up base. What you think they doing over there in Venezuela? Take the oil, destabilize it, set up base. That's what they're doing. They're trying to get ready for World War III, man. That's what they're doing. So we just going, you know, we haven't read it in a while. We're going in on it. Verse 1, and the word of the Lord came unto me, Ezekiel 38:1, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, right? We're basically, you know, speaking that the Lord is going to use Russia to blow this place up, and then we're going to get rid of them. Verse 3, and say, thus saith the Lord power, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, right? How are we against them? We're going to turn them back in that Soviet Union. That's what the Lord's saying. The Spirit of the Lord is going to turn them back into that Soviet Union. Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. And these swords is talking about, they're talking about the missiles, man. And when it talks about different bucklers and shields, you know, you got Russia, they got their own different types of missiles. China got their own type of missiles. Libya got their own little set of missiles. All of the different Satan Mark 5, 4.5s, 28s. All of them got their own shit. Just like Jake over here every Jake got his own damn different pair of J's and shit or whatever. That's how they are with the missiles. That's the all sorts of armor. That's what it's talking about. Persia, who's that? Iran, what they've been talking about. They've been talking about shooting missiles over here before they could even damn make them. Right? And they're in the BRICS. Ethiopia, they're in the BRICS. And Libya with them, they're in the BRICS. All of them with shield and helmet. Gomer, which is Turkey, they're in the Shanghai Coalition. So that means that they're dealing with the BRICS. We talked about that the other day. If you don't know what that is, you can go look it up. And all his bands, right? All his bands, which is what? The missiles. And you know how Jacob be like, I got bands on me, right? Well, you know, bands is like, you know, your money. Where's your money going? We seen in Joel 3:9-10, it said what? Beat your plowshares and the swords. What's the sword? The missiles. Okay? You own a whole country. You ain't going to just, when you talk about a sword, you ain't talking about no little pussy ass 9mm pistol or AK. You're talking about something that's going to leave a whole land dry. Okay? Verse 7, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself. Get the missiles ready. Thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee. Right? Which is who? Russia. And be thou a guard unto them, because they're the second most powerful nation on the planet. Okay? They're tired of the Western Edomites. They want to deal with the Eastern Edomites. The East Edomites. And they ain't shit either, but they're better than the Western ones. That's why you even got some of them chat GPTs they was looking at. They was talking about Americans wasn't shit, and then they was like the Nigerians were better than them. But they never said Russia. They would have said Russia. They would be like, you know, Russia is real important because everybody's fucking with them. You know, it doesn't really look at ethnicity. It looks at who the fuck knows what they're fucking doing. Americans over here just doing whatever, man. Now, this next two scriptures, these, you know, are like a little bit more deeper. We're not going to go into that. We're just going to go to 10. You know, you got to go into history and stuff and all that. Yeah, you got to go into some stuff. Okay. So we ain't going to do that because I've been here long. But we'll probably go back and do it one day. We'll go back and do it. You know, but it's some history tied in that stuff, man, that you want to go into. So verse 10, thus saith the Lord Yahawashi, it shall also come to pass that at the same time, we're going to jump to 10, shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. Okay? That's what they're talking about. Shooting the missiles over here. Okay? And I did like a basically like a remake of a lesson that I learned from the elder of Mississippi. And, you know, he went into Ezekiel 38, going into basically the same, you know, different prophets, same prophecy. I can't remember what it was called, but I have to go find it and put it on the comment board. But man, that's where I learned what the Shanghai Coalition was in that lesson. Man, he was in that motherfucker breaking down shit. He was telling you, hey, man. They can't say the apostles and elders don't know the truth, man. Don't know what's going on, man. There's no way. Man, he was going into some politics and everything, like saying why different nations deal with other nations. I really need to go watch that again because you got to watch that again because there's so much information in there. I remember taking notes on it, but I need to just retake all the notes again just to enjoy the experience, man. Of taking it's fun for us. So we're gonna finish that right there. They're gonna blow this place up. Now we got one more. Oh yeah, we got one more precept. Going into this civil war on American streets, it's gonna go to the point where it's all the way out here. This is one we heard of before. We're just gonna do it quick and we're gonna get out of here. Second Esdras. This is mainly more, you know, a lesson that I wanted to do to go into the politics of how serious things can get depending on what's going on, okay? Depending on what happens. So if anybody that's got to come across this channel and you didn't know and you know now, if Trump attacked Greenland, hey, you better be praying Yahawashi. Because it's finna be fucking war. For real. They attack that place. What they're gonna probably try to do is be peaceful about it, and then they're gonna do some coercive, weird shit, mess around, try to send like the damn tornado over there or something. They're gonna be like, nah, nigga, we know what you're doing. And then they're gonna be like, well, fuck it, we just gonna take it by force. It's gonna be a problem. In 2nd Esdras 13, verse 29, behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And that's part of our deliverance. A part of our deliverance is seeing these Edomites come at each other's necks like this. Because the Lord told us before we got delivered, that got to happen. So this is part of that time. Verse 30, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, right? Because all these people, they you know, you got a lot of people who are scared about World War III, but none of them feel Yahawashi. Just wait till he pull up. You're going to think all them nations, you're going to be like, damn. I should have been listening to the prophets. Verse 31, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one piece of people against another, civil war, and one realm against another. Simple as that, man. This is what it's talking about. You know, this is what it's talking about. You know, and Jake, Jake just don't pay enough attention to the situation as if it's not going to affect his life, man. It could be one thing the Lord put on the spirit for one of these kings to do, and some missile sirens start going off in this motherfucker. That's what we're telling you. You got to be watching what Yahawashi is doing, man. But hey, that's it. Lord wants that find to the flock, man. I'm gonna try to go find that video and punch it back in here. It's a long video. It's about 2 hours, but it's for brothers who, you know, you really want to know in depth, you know, a little bit more on this stuff, because like what else you got to do, Jake? Like, you know, I'm a kind of person that's like, I like going into stuff deeper after I soak it in, like after I read through a section of the Bible and learn how the apostles break it down. And, you know, I like to go and really go in there, learn the history on it, around it, you know. Then it really gives you you know, not let alone build your faith, but it you really become a scholar, man. We want to be scholars in this truth, you know. We want to shit, you know how they say, man, make your peers know that they work wasn't for nothing, man, you know. So hey, yo, you know what it is. We gonna keep moving, and Lord willing, my next video, like I said, I want to go into this place is spiritually Assyria. I'm gonna try to go into that next lesson. Rawchaa, spirit allows. So Shalom to elect Israel, hopefully elect Israel, Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, foreign Israelites, elected the nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, they have Barak, Yahawashi. Double honors to those and apostles of great millstone. Let us all to this truth. Peace and blessings to the elect. Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abba Babal. Shalom.